Welcome to Prague for the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup final. The 5-race series has taken us to Great Britain, Slovakia, Slovenia, Germany, and now the Czech Republic for the double points final round. Its semi-finals, well, they're done. The 244 boats from 36 countries is now weaned down to the top 10 boats in the final. And, well, this is where we crown the World Cup champion of 2019 in the women's C1 and in the men's K1 categories. And who will take the honours here in front of a capacity crowd in the Prague capital here. There's this great course just outside the centre of Prague on the Vltava River here. This whitewater course, 25 gates set, 6 are in the upstream direction, 19 in a downstream direction. And this course, well, uses natural gravity-fed water around the weir here. 3.6 metres it drops from top to bottom. And much nicer weather conditions today, barely any wind, and the sun is out. Does feel a little bit autumnal here, but as you can see, the crowd very much eagerly anticipating these finals. Women's C1 final up first, and then the men's K1 final, and certainly the Czech crowd really will be eagerly anticipating both Czech representation in both finals. So here are the World Cup standings after the first 4 races. Jessica Fox of Australia has a commanding lead going into this final double points race here in Prague. 192 points is her lead ahead of Anna Shatila of Brazil. Both are in the final, so still all to play for. So myself, Andy Muddock, will bring you up to date as the story unfolds in this final, and alongside me, the European champion of 2018, a medalist from this season's World Cup. It is Victoria Wolfhard of the Austrian team. So welcome back to the commentary box, Victoria.
Thank you.
So this course, Marianne Aguilon and Mark Delaney have set this 25-gate course. The athletes have now had a run in the semi-finals and have come into the finals having learnt a little bit about how to negotiate the course. But of course, it is all about delivering in the final now. 10 boats race in reverse order of that semi-final performance, and led away it is Alsu Minazova of the Russian Federation on course.
Yeah, seems like she has a good start. She found the rhythm very nice, and now in gate 3 and crossing to gate 4. Yeah, I think it's all about finding the rhythm in the first gate, and then continuing with a good run and good feeling.
Yeah, we saw a lot of penalties in the semi-finals, and I suspect there'll be a lot of learning from the athletes now. They've had a run down the course. They decide where they're going to take some risk, where they're going to play it a little bit safer. And, well, we've got a top field here. There's no, well, the big name missing is probably Great Britain's Mallory Franklin. Other than that, then all the semi-finalists that we would have expected progressed through to the final. But Alsu Minazova of the Russian Federation, well, she comes up, but that was a long time under the water.
Yeah, it seems like she lost her paddle and she had to get it on the water again.
So not only will that obviously have cost her on the clock, but also that long underwater, she'll be a bit out of breath, and that won't help her refocus on the bottom part of the course. So we do know from the semi-final that the fastest raw time that any of our semi-finalists achieved was 114 seconds. None of them managed to do it clean. Kimberly Woods, Jessica Fox and Nadine Verachnik all managed 114 raw time, and that's the kind of time it will take to take the gold medal here in Prague this afternoon.
Yeah, I think the girls will be pushing very hard to get this time again, and I think they will manage, or maybe even be faster than this.
Well, that would be exciting if it is, and we've got 9 nations, which I think is really good as well in this 10-boat final. So Australia have 2 boats in the final. Other than that, we've got representation from Great Britain, Brazil, Russia, Czech Republic, China, United States of America, France and Austria. So, well, on course, coming down the part to finish, Alsu Minazova of the Russian Federation finishes in a time of 141 total. And unfortunately that reflects really that big mistake in that middle section of the course where she had a roll and took a lot of time to recover, to paddle back up for the gate, and not to feature on the podium today, but still good to see the Russian Federation in this 10-boat final.
Yeah, I think what's also interesting is that most of the girls are doubling, so most of the girls there are also doing K1. I think there are only 2 girls who are not doing it, and that's Nadine and Shi Chen. At least I haven't seen the Chinese girl doing K1 as well. So yeah, seems like it works to do the doubling.
Well, let's see, because on course for the People's Republic of China, it is Shi Chen who, well, we know this is, she was quick in the semi-final. She had a really good feel and flow with the water, and she had penalties in the semi-finals, but still managed to qualify through. So if she can go clean, then we could expect the People's Republic of China to be challenging for a place on the podium. This is where it is make or break time, though, through on the top section, the downstream gates. We saw a lot of people, one little mistake can easily compound into a couple or even 3 penalties.
Yeah, once you're late on one of the downstreams, then it's very hard to catch up again and to oh no go and come back on line like her, but she actually, this was a very nicely improvised, so yeah, good job actually.
So Shi Chen of the People's Republic of China has rescued it a little bit, but that is a mistake. It would have cost her a little bit on the clock, as well as that 2-second penalty on gate 12. But it looks like she has reframed, refocused her concentration now as she comes through 17 to 18. Now this sequence here through 19 and 20, and then important to get in tight into the upstream 21.
Oh, this was such a slight touch.
I didn't even see that, but well spotted, Victoria. But yeah, now 2 touches showing on the time of Shi Chen. And it is a competitive time coming together, but as I say, 1:14 was the fastest raw time in those semi-finals.
Yeah, for this mistake she had in the middle part of the course, this is actually still quite a good run, and yeah, definitely enough for the lead for now, but probably not enough for the podium.
Well, into first place, as you say, and well, that's a good performance, but 1:24.95 that total, and yeah, that would be a surprise. I think if it is good enough for a podium, I think with the level of standard of the athletes in this final, we can expect those times to really come down, and as you suggest, maybe even lower than 114 seconds.
Yeah, I think they will try everything to be better than in the semi-finals, and I really think that some of the girls will manage to do this, and they for sure learned a lot from their semi-final run, and to progress and to make it better.
Well, great atmosphere here in front of a packed grandstand here in Prague in the Czech Republic. We're live with this women's C1 final, and the great thing about the crowd here, they cheer everyone on, don't they? It's not just the Czechs, although it is a lot louder, understandably, when the Czech paddlers come down. But next up, Avi Liebfarth of the United States of America, the bronze medalist from the 3rd World Cup of the season in Tarsen in Slovenia. And of course, she was also a finalist at the Junior World. She is only 15 years old.
Yeah, she's a rising star, I would say. Very nice what she's doing the whole year already in the World Cup circuit, and definitely someone. Oh no, this was close. Definitely someone to watch in the future.
Well, she seems to be negotiating the downstreams okay, as I but 2 more touches there, 8 and 9 sliders of touches, and suddenly on her back foot, and having to reset for 12. It's going to be quite a big job to get back for 13, and well, she does that well considering, but it is a 50-second penalty on the downstream gate 6. Then she certainly had to be right on her back deck to get that, and it looks like the judges have looked at that, and she hasn't got her whole head inside the gate line.
Yeah, was maybe too much too early switching, so she didn't have the push. She didn't push enough to the other side before the switch, and then it was just not enough. And it's just so close in Canoe slalom.
Well, it's great. You know, I think one of the characteristics we've seen from Avi, this is her, let me get this right, her 4th World Cup race, and she's made 3 finals out of the 4. And in particular, I think it's great to see she races without fear. She absolutely attacks the course, and that's what is so great about canoe slalom, is there's just getting that excitement, seeing the people attacking and taking the risks, and when it works, she got a bronze medal.
Yeah, exactly. And I think she's also very good in the crossbow. She's not afraid of doing it also in the biggest stoppers, and yeah, it's very impressive. And yeah, she has enough of time to show what she can do also in the finals, and I think it's already a big success for her to be in the final.
I think you're right there, and it's all a big learning, and she'll go into those World Championships having had a great season. They're in 3 weeks' time in Laseo in Spain. But there we have it, that's gate 6. Good angle there that, well, the judges ruled not the whole head inside the gate line, and a 50-second penalty awarded. So Avi Liebfarth of the United States of America, 3rd after 3 runs down. It is Shi Chen of the People's Republic of China, our race leader, 1:24.95. That is the time that the 7 boats still to come in this women's C1 final have to chase. So next up, the first of 2 Australians in this women's C1 final. Sisters it's Naomi Fox first, and then we'll see Jessica Fox later on. And on course, well, I thought Naomi stood out so well in the semi-finals. She was so fluid, so smooth on the course.
Yeah, I have to say it again, I really like the style she paddles, and it's very smooth and very controlled, and yeah, I hope she can pull down a really good run, and yeah, would be happy for her.
Well, this is her 7th World Cup final, and so she's no stranger to the kind of pressure in the final, and about how you balance the risks that you take in the final, particularly on a course as technical as this. Our designers, Mark Delaney, Marianne Aguilon, have set a challenge, and well, Naomi just having to recirculate back a little bit there and takes a penalty.
Yeah, but she managed to got stuck a little, but oh no. But yeah, all in all, it's quite a solid run, I would say.
Well, let's watch, because Naomi now comes down towards the bottom half of the course. This is the opportunity to get back into the groove, but another penalty there. So easily done, isn't it, on that 15 to 16 move. If you lean back on the blade, the front of the boat comes up, and it can just take a touch on the pole on 16.
Yeah, she had now twice the same kind of touch on both upstream gates, both with the nose of the boat. If you would like to plan this, you would probably never manage to do it, and then on the race it just always happens. It seems like it's just always on the race these things happen, but yeah.
Well, Naomi Fox still coming down the course, still online, but another penalty there. Just a little penalty on the knuckle, it looked like, on gate 22, and suddenly those penalties are accumulating, and it's not going to be a podium today for Naomi Fox of Australia, but again, great to see her in the final, her 7th final at World Cup level, and into 2nd place. So Shi Chen of the People's Republic of China, still our race leader, ahead of Naomi Fox of Australia. Alsu Minazova of the Russian Federation lying in 3rd place. And still 6 boats to come in this 10-boat final. And remember, double points up for grabs. And in terms of the World Cup standings, then it is Jessica Fox leading the way ahead of Anna Satila. And well, they're still to come. And to be honest, that's where the fight is for the World Cup title, and it will take Jessica Fox to make a big mistake, I think, in order to let Anna Satila into that overall World Cup title for 2019.
Yeah, but Anna is in a very good shape as well. We saw yesterday, and in slalom everything can happen, but definitely Jess is the one to beat here today.
Well, on course now, it is Lucie Baudou of France, the only French representative in this final. And well, she's had a good start to the season, 5th at the European Championships. That was the first big race of the year for the European athletes. And then she was 4th at the first World Cup of the season in Lee Valley in Great Britain. And because the French have been focusing on their Olympic selection and other races, then not really raced that much. So back in a final and an opportunity to maybe even get on the podium. Fourth, Lee Valley is her best so far. Can she go better than that?
Yeah, she had a very good start in the run, very controlled, very solid, and without touch so far. So, nice save.
Drawing the boat round, and now she's going to be tight into 13. This is not necessarily plan A, is it? But it's really working out for Lucie Bourdoux of France as she keeps it clean and comes through gate 14.
Yeah, I don't think this was
Wow, she's late on 16. She's going to have to work hard. And actually, well, there'll be a couple of seconds drift away, but that's quite a good recovery from that position.
Yeah, this was definitely not planned here. But yeah, it's a clean run, so not clean anymore, but it's still a solid run. Probably not enough for the podium, but
yeah, she's down on race leader Xi Chen of the People's Republic of China, 2.25 down, so she could still find some time on this, particularly on the last upstream gate, gate 24, but the time is running out to really set a marker for those still to follow. And Lucie a little bit low into 24.
Yeah, this last upstream gate is still tricky, and you can lose so much time there. I think we saw some paddlers already losing the race on the last upstream gate.
Well, it's...
Oh, no! Wow.
It is inside the time of Xi Chen of the People's Republic of China, so Lucie Bourdoux of France takes the race lead here ahead of Xi Chen. But yeah, she obviously found some time somewhere in there, but still some time in that upstream gate, gate 24. And 1:24.83 is the race lead time at the halfway point in this 10-boat final, but it is very much still quite wide open. 114 was the fastest raw time from the semi-finals, and good to see Lucie Bourdoux puts herself in the mix, but will it be enough?
Yeah, I think she wasn't so satisfied in the finish, you could say. Probably she knows it's not enough, but we will see. It's only for 5 girls left, and as I said, you never know what's happening in the final.
So that's the classification halfway through this women's canoe final here. It's the World Cup final, live from Prague in the Czech Republic, and it is Lucie Bourdoux of France just ahead of Xi Chen of the People's Republic of China, Naomi Fox of Australia lying in third place. But still 5 boats to come, and they are the fastest 5 from the semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually the weather is so good. Like the weather forecast was so bad, and I was like already scared no people will show up, but it's sunny, and it's so good that the tribunes are full and so many spectators here enjoying the sport. It's good to see.
It is, and we're always greeted with a warm reception from the people of Prague when we visit here, and this course has hosted so many big races. 2 World Championships in its history, 2006 and then again in 2013, and well, most years it hosts a World Cup. Certainly over 15 World Cups been hosted on this course.
Yeah, it's an amazing.
Well, she's totally out of breath because she's run here after finishing. You're leading after 5, Lucie. Were you happy with your run?
No, not really happy. I made some touch and one big mistake on the middle, so the time is not really good, and I think it will be maybe 5 position. Or
It's a very hard course, though.
yeah, sure, but I was faster in semi-final, and yeah, it's hard a bit. That's it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, there we are. We'll just grab that. Really was straight off the river, wasn't it? Lucie Bourdoux, the race leader at the halfway point in this women's C1 final. And well, she says herself it was slower than her semi-final, and she doesn't think it'll stand the test of time. But well, she knows it's going to be good enough for a top 6 place. It's just whether it's going to stand up and be good enough for a podium spot. But next up, it is Austria's Nadine Verachnik on course, who was the form boat last weekend in Markkleeberg in Germany, only to make a tiny mistake at the bottom of the course that proved so costly, and finished outside of the podium in the end.
Yeah, Nadine is such a strong girl, for sure, one of the strongest on the circuit, and she knows how to push and where to push, and she's also one of the girls who is not switching, which is very impressive, and she's doing a very good job so far, clean and solid, and I think very fast as well.
Yeah, it's good to see the crowd cheering her every move down the course here. But a penalty picked up on the downstream gate 8, but we know that that's not the end of the world, because Nadine certainly has the pace. She's one of 3 boats who managed to go down in 114 seconds, but a little bit on the edge there and losing some time.
Yeah, but I think it's still a very good run, and yeah, she was a little bit late on the downstream to go to the up, but I think if she holds it together now, and this was a very nice combination, she could still challenge the leading time.
Yeah, you're right, and she comes out of 16 very well indeed, ducks off 17 to 18. That won't be the plan, and it looks like another penalty picked up through, a 50-second penalty picked up on 17.
Oh yeah, oh no. It's so hard, I feel, for every girl, like I would pedal myself, and I'm so nervous for every one of them and so excited, and it really hurts saying this, because I know how it feels when you know, oh, this might be a 50, or if you got a third touch, and yeah, it's so hard. So
it's not to be in terms of a podium spot today for Nadine, but she has shown once again her pace and her skills as well, going towards the World Championship. She's coming into form at the right time. And oh well, look, the 50-second penalty has been taken off on gate 17. So, well, that's good news for Nadine Vrachnikov of Austria. She does take the race lead, 1:22.99. So she has done a time of 1:16.99 plus 6 seconds of penalties. And, well, we may well... there's a touch on 18. Just looking at the replay, not sure whether we'll get to see 17. Yeah,
but she knows what she can do, that she can be very fast, and yeah, it's kind of slalom, and on such a tricky course, it's just very hard to be safe and to be good. Well, we'll have to wait and see if there's any penalties. There is still an asterisk against Nadine's name because the 50 has been removed, but I do wonder whether there was a 2-second penalty to go on to 17. But at the moment, Nadine Vrachnikov of Austria leading in the Women's C1 final here, ahead of Lucy Bourdieu of France and Shi Chen of the People's Republic of China, with 4 boats still to go in this final, and Teresa Fisarova, the sole representative for the Czech Republic, is now on course, and the noise is certainly gathering as Teresa goes for gold here in the World Cup final. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, you even hear in the commentating box the people outside screaming for a Czech paddler, and that's so good to see. And she's doing a very good job here on the top of the course, and she has been one of the top girls for the last years already, even though she's still very young. And yes, wow, this was very good and clean. She's looking silky smooth on the top of the course. She's not the fastest down, but if she can keep this silky smooth style, she'll easily take the race lead here, because she's right on it, really tight into 13, and really building into the run. Yeah, you wish everyone to do good on the home course. I think it's good for the athlete and good for the spectators, good for the sport. And wow, so many people here in Prague. This is amazing to see every time, and yeah, it's so good. And great, it gets so close to the action that you as the athlete, you must really feel that, and it gives you that extra energy. Yeah, I remember last year racing the final, you hear people hitting the walls, and just next to you and 2 meters away from you, you hear them screaming, and it's just so good as an athlete to paddle here in Prague, and they do such a good job organizing this race, and it's, well, Teresa's almost so good on the upstream 24 that she's too tight. She takes a touch, but she was 8 seconds up. So we are looking at the new race leader for the Czech Republic as she sprints to the finish line. What is the time going to be? 1:18.39. Wow, that's a good time, and surely that is going to challenge for a place on the podium today. The question is, well, certainly there's people capable of getting ahead of that, but they've got to deliver it, and that's what we've seen across the course of this race. The penalties can make the difference there. Yeah, and you have to stay focused from gate 1 till the finish line, actually, because if you're saying this gate 24 is very tricky, and you can lose a lot of time here, and so yeah, we will see what's coming, but I think the last 3 girls, they will show something impressive.
So Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic leading the race with 3 boats still to come in this women's C1 final. Lucy Bourdou of France in second, Shi Chen of the People's Republic of China in third, and 118.39 is the benchmark to beat. And the next 3 boats, Anna Satila, Jessica Fox, Kimberly Woods, are really some of the exciting boats in this final that we might expect to get down around 114 or even lower.
Yeah, and Anna is definitely able to do 114 or lower, and she knows how to race finals, she knows how to win medals, and I love watching her pedal. She's pushing always, and yeah. Oh, a little bit trouble here. This is such a bubble eddy.
So having to work hard there on the upstream gate 4 for the under-23 world champion of this year. And she was on the podium yesterday, second in the women's kayak final. So Anna lying second in the overall standings in the World Cup season. And she's still, well, she's in touch with the race leader. 0.38 down on Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic, but actually Teresa was strongest in this section that Anna is in now.
Yeah, but Anna is doing also a very good job, very tight in 13, or there was a slight touch in 12. But yeah, it all comes down till the last upstream gates, I would say, where Teresa had a touch and was lost some time there. And if Anna, oh, there's another touch. But if Anna can keep up this pace, she will challenge. Oh no, she will challenge the time.
So Anna is really, well, she's running the boat nicely, but those lines are just a bit too close to the poles, and they're adding up. 6 seconds now, and rejected. 20 to 21.
Oh, no.
Anna is having to work hard now. Nearly dropped over that drop, and there would have been no way back to get to 21. But good recovery there, but it will have cost her probably 4 or 5 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it's hard after such a run. It's already the end. It's in the very long course compared to the other times we saw on the World Cup circuit, and to have to go back on the gate and to get this strength to pull, it's very hard on the end of the course.
So it looks like Anna Satila is not going to make the podium today. She made it yesterday in the women's kayak, but
it's good to see she's happy and she's smiling.
She goes
That's
into
good.
5th place. Here's a bit of a penalty review on the downstream gate 9. Our video judges able to look at each gate from lots of different angles, and in slow-mo as well, just to make sure we have a fair competition here in this World Cup final. But it's good news for Teresa Fisarova, good news for the Czech Republic, because the Czech Republic know they have won a medal. What they don't know is what colour it is, because the Czech Republic lead 118.39 with 2 boats to go, and that includes Jessica Fox of Australia, Kimberly Woods of Great Britain, and disappointment at this stage for Anna Satila, but well, she looks like she will have held on to her place of 2nd overall in the 2019 World Cup standings, but that will unfold once the last couple of boats are down this competition. So let's look at the 4-time world champion, the reigning World Cup champion, world number 1, Jessica Fox of Australia, is on course.
Yeah, I think she will show an impressive run like she did yesterday in K1. She collected a lot of confidence yesterday, I think, and she knows what to do. Winning so many races, I think she exactly knows how to race this final.
She does indeed, and look at that, 3.78. She's found time at the top. Well, we know you don't normally win the race at the top, but certainly she's put herself in great shape to be able to not just go into the top of the leaderboard, but put the pressure on Kimberly Woods still to come in this final. So Jessica Fox of Australia now through 15, now into 16. This is the bit where she's got to control her bows under the upstream gate, and it looked like she had to drop a little bit low just to make sure she didn't take the penalty.
Yeah, but she's keeping the speed, and we know Jess is, oh, there was a slight touch, but we know Jess is very fast, and she's getting faster with the run, which is very impressive to see always. So yeah, I think she will pull down a very fast bottom as well.
I would agree, and Jessica Fox, she is up on the race leader, Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic, and of course Teresa was not solid on this section. She wasn't as good as she could be on 24, but Jessica Fox is in trouble, has to work hard there to get in, and well, great recovery there. She was well out of shape.
Yeah, but here comes the 114 time, I think. And even faster raw time. Yeah.
Look
wow,
at that.
wow.
1:13.95, and that includes a 2-second penalty. Jessica Fox of Australia smashes the race lead with a 1:13.95. Again, another outstanding run, just like she was in the final in the women's K1. Jessica Fox, her season has taken a little bit of time to get going, but is coming together just in time for those World Championships.
Oh yeah, after last season, I think it's hard to do again a season like she had last year, but she's still showing what she can do on every race, and just because she's not winning every race, maybe I think she's still the best kayaker we have out there.
Well, outstanding, and that run will have confirmed her win in the overall World Cup, because well, it was really reliant on her having a poor performance to allow anyone else to get in and get ahead. So well done to Jessica Fox. We don't know what your final position is yet, but you've defended your World Cup title that you held in 2018. An outstanding performance from Jessica Fox of Australia. One boat to go. It is Kimberly Woods of Great Britain on course. The time to beat 1:13.95. It's a big ask, but Kimberly is capable of doing that. She's a 2-time European champion in this event.
And she's also a birthday girl today, so Kimberly, happy birthday. And yeah, I hope she makes herself a nice birthday present herself, winning a medal here. I think this would be the best present she could get today.
She was 5th yesterday in the women's K1 event here, so already a strong performance over the course of the weekend, and well, keeping it controlled, drawing the boat there through 9 and 10.
Oh, I think this is a very, very good and controlled run. Oh, there was a touch. But wow, good cross as well. And she's pushing, and I think if she keeps up this pace, it could be also the leading time.
Well, this is an exciting final, isn't it? Jessica Fox of Australia has laid down an outstanding performance, and let's see if Kimberly Woods is on track and able to challenge that time. We'll find out in just a few moments' time as to how close she is. And it's, well, in touch, 0.89 down, so it is all down to this bottom section as she goes for gold here in Prague. In and out of the upstream 21, and we know Jessica Fox had to work hard in the last upstream, but it does all depend on Kimberly Woods and how she negotiates the last 3 gates of this course.
And Jess also had a touch in the last part of the course, I think, and this was very tight, and this is gonna be very close now.
Wow, this is tight. Kimberly Woods now, one more gate in the way of a place on the top of the podium. Kimberly Woods sprinting to finish is going to be outside of that time.
Oh
Only just
my God!
4/100ths of a second, and what a race we had in the end. And
what a final!
Jessica Fox takes back-to-back wins here. No, it's not back-to-back. It's her second win in the World Cup Series. She did win the 3rd World Cup of the season in Tarsen. And also she defends her overall World Cup crown. But how tight was that race at the end?
That's so good to see, isn't it? Wow, I'm a little bit speechless. It's crazy what the girls pull down here, especially K1m and Jess. They had very good runs, and it's so close. Oh my God.
So 4/100ths of a second, all that could separate the top 2. And a provisional result there. Jessica Fox of Australia takes the gold medal in this women's C1 event and takes the World Cup overall title for 2019. Kimberly Woods of Great Britain gets a silver medal on her birthday to add to her 4th place in the first World Cup of the season. And then the Czech crowd rewarded with a bronze medal. Great performance from Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic to take the bronze medal. So I wonder if we can, well, hopefully we'll be able to grab an interview with Jessica Fox very shortly, the World Cup champion of 2019 and the only person so far this season to win 2 World Cups in the season, this year.
Oh, that's it. Ilya Mallory was very impressive in London, winning both classes as well, and just did it now as well. It's crazy what the girls show in 2 disciplines, keeping the focus over the whole weekend. I think this is not so easy.
Yes, it's an interesting one, isn't it? But we've had 5 different winners in the women's kayak and the men's C1 across the races, but you point out the fact that actually, yes, that people are winning across classes, and I hadn't, that hadn't crossed my mind. So good point. Yeah, Mallory Franklin took 2 wins, a win in the women's kayak and the women's canoe, and now Jess has done that as well.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to have a good K1 result, and you can't really be happy, you can't celebrate because you still have 1 class to go, you still have to focus, so you have to keep your emotions down and celebrate at the end of the weekend.
Well, the provisional results for the World Cup would put Anna Satila as the 2nd place in the overall World Cup standings, and I'd have to check because I think Eva Alina Hochevar probably goes ahead of you in those rankings, but we'll have to find that out, who takes the 3rd place in those overall World Cup standings. But the big news today, Jessica Fox of Australia takes the win by just 4/100ths of a second from Kimberly Woods of Great Britain, and Teresa Fischer-Rover of the Czech Republic takes the bronze medal and is a big crowd booster for that Czech crowd, eagerly anticipating as well the men's kayak final. Here's the results. Jessica Fox takes the gold, and hopefully we can have a chat with Jessica down at the finish line.
There it is, the Fox symbol, because it's Jessica Fox who has won the World Cup title for the entire year, plus today, Jess, but that was a tough run.
Yeah, it was a really tough run, really charged the whole way down because I had a couple of time losses, so that sprint to the finish absolutely killed me, and it was so close. Kim had a great run as well, and Teresa, so look, really pleased to finish this way.
The C1 has been your event for so long. Does it mean a lot for you to retain that overall world title, plus finish the season off with another win?
Yeah, look, it does. I think every year I'm looking to try and be consistent, and the girls are getting really fast, really strong, really consistent, and we've had some amazing finals this year and different winners at a lot of the World Cups. So, look, I think the level just keeps getting better and better, and I've got to try and keep getting better and better, and it's really hard, and I'm really pleased when I can pull off a run and take the win, obviously.
Congratulations, Jess. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, there we have it, the standings of the overall World Cup. Jessica Fox takes the World Cup title for 2019. Anna Satila takes the silver for Brazil, and it is Teresa Fischer-Rover of the Czech Republic who comes through in 3rd place. And, Jessica Fox defending that title and really building momentum into the World Championships, which are in 3 weeks' time. But, we will be up next with the men's K1 final very shortly. The crowd really big expectations on this men's kayak final, but for me, Andy Maddock, I will stay here in the commentary box, but a big thank you to Victoria Wolfhard of the Austrian team. Thank you for joining me and giving your insights, and we look forward to seeing you at the World Championships.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
Well, this men's kayak final now will get underway. 10 boats qualified through into this race from the 40 in the semi-final, and we have 7 nations, and significantly for the home crowd we have 3 Czech boats in this final, 2 from Poland, and then we have representation from Italy, Great Britain, France, Slovenia and Japan. So myself, Andy Maddock, is here in the commentary box. We'll bring you the action as it unfolds, and I'm pleased to say joining me in the commentary box, Christopher Bowers of the Great Britain team. Welcome, Christopher. From the semi-final, you were outstanding in your time, but you picked up a 50-second penalty.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating with it going on late, so I thought I'd make it the final, but you know, that's the way it goes. Good to see a strong final here, so hopefully some good racing going down.
Well, indeed, and we're led off by Dariusz Popiela of Poland, who's always an exciting prospect, always takes high risks and doesn't leave anything out on the river. The European Championship silver medalist of 2019, and well, I think he's a 3-time podium placer in the World Cup, so very much capable of putting it down.
Yeah, he's a strong paddler. He's like having a good run so far. He's been clean, which I think is going to be really important in this final. I think we'll see a lot of tight racing, but I think the penalties will really sort the best from the rest.
Well, Dariusz is on a good run here, ducking and diving, still attacking now. The fastest raw time that was achieved in a semi-final was 91.30. That was Great Britain's Joe Clark. He had a penalty on that, and he was the only person to manage to qualify into the final with a penalty.
Yeah, Joe's run was really good. We also saw Yuri float into the finish, so who knows, there could be a sub-90 on there on a real good run. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure it'll be exciting.
Well, importantly, Dariusz is clean as he comes into the last 2 gates on the course, and as I speak, I was just about to say he's absolutely nailed 24, but takes the touch, and suddenly he goes from being in a strong position to being a bit weaker there. 100.63, and deceptive there, doesn't find the time that he did in the semi-finals.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was surprised that was so far down. I guess the penalty proving costly, and maybe just a bit of time here and there. I think it'll be a big push for that, to push for the podium, but you never know. It's a final. We've only got one run.
So, Chris, you've paddled on this course. You paddled in the semi-finals, and you put in a really quick time. Where do you think this final is going to be won or lost?
I think there's a lot of time on 5 to 12. There's a lot of time being traded through that stagger. If you can keep your boat running down, you can really gain a lot of time, but you can also lose a lot as soon as you're late on any of it. And then I think the rest is just about technical excellence and just really delivering a solid plan and just being strong throughout.
Well, Dariusz Popiela has set the pace for everyone else to chase, 100.63, and not really up to his normal high standards on this occasion, but it's good, probably an important boost for him going into the World Championships to make another final. And well, the first 2 boats down in this final are both from Poland. And next up, Michał Pasiut of Poland. He has been on the podium, as it says on the caption, at World Cup 2. He took a silver medal. He's also made another final in the season. That was the first race of the season. He finished 7th. Finalist at the World Championships last year, so very, very strong paddler.
Yeah, he's been looking strong this season. Good start there on 1, 2, 3. Nice on 4. See if you can get out and get this stagger well.
Yeah, we concentrate a lot on this stagger, don't we? Because this is where a lot of penalties have come. But gate 3 and 4, not easy.
Yeah, no, they're not easy at all. You've got to be really precise with your boat there. As soon as you're offline on 3, you really struggle to get back to 4. But yeah, as we see there, Pasiut struggling with that gate 11 to 12, losing a bit of time.
And a penalty there, but whips it round on the upstream 13. But a 50-second penalty awarded on that upstream. And well, he did leave it to the judges to make the call. And if that stands on this occasion, then it will obviously put him right out of the running in this men's kayak final. We're live from Prague in the Czech Republic. The sun is shining. We've got a packed grandstand, and what an atmosphere here. And of course, 3 Czech boats in the final.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. They've done it. They managed to do it again. I think they did the same in 2017, and I think they made, because they had the 4 boats, I think they even had all 4, which was really impressive to see.
And a disappointment really for the Czech fans yesterday. The Czechs surprisingly didn't get on the podium in either the men's C1 or the women's K1 event, but I suspect that will change today. But Michał Pasiut of Poland, that 50-second penalty proving costly. It is a quick time because that's a 95 plus 52 seconds in penalties.
Yeah, he was quick, just obviously seemed to get a bit away with him on 13 after maybe a bit of a mistake, tried to chase it a bit. But yeah, 95 is a good time to put in. I'm sure we'll see it going faster than that though.
So now we see our penalty review. The judging team will be able to look at the penalties from multiple angles, and in multiple speeds, but that was gate 13 where he got his 50-second penalty. Not probably the best angle to be making a decision there, but I'm sure the judges have better angles to make those decisions.
Yeah, it was good to see after looking back at my penalty. They've got a really good system there, and actually it's very fair. I think it's like the best way they can do it. They've got views from above and below and from the sides, and it's all lined up, so you know what probably the decision they've come to is going to be the right one, which is big improvements for our sport. I think to know you're getting a fair race, which I think is really important.
Well, that's good, wise words. And when they get the disappointment of a 50-second penalty, it is much easier to digest, isn't it? If you get a good shot, a good video that actually says, yeah, okay, maybe I did leave it to the judges.
Yeah, when you feel like it's a fair decision, you can't argue with it.
So first of 3 Czech paddlers in this men's kayak final, and it is the 2013 world champion Vavra Radilek of the Czech Republic on course, and really starting to return to the kind of form we got used to over sort of a 5 or 6 year period of quite strong dominance by Vavra. He was in the final last weekend in Markkleeberg in Germany, and back in it again today.
Yeah, he's definitely coming back to a bit of form. He's been really good here up to gate 8, so let's see if he can keep it going.
And poor guy, I think he got mobbed by the fans after the semi-final. I don't think he got much time between his runs to actually prepare, because he was still trying to get back to the top of the course when I last saw him.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of love out here in Czech Republic. A lot of the fans love him. He's a good character, and he keeps the crowd pumped. And yeah, he's on a really good run so far. He's keeping it running well. See if he can keep it up to the end.
Well, he's up on the split. About a second, but he's still building on that, I suspect, because he's really cutting those lines, getting close to the poles, but he at the moment is on the right side of that.
Yeah, he's looking good to see if he can deliver this 2021 curl, and then he's just getting the boat moving to the exit.
Wow, that was tight. And now coming down into the final section of the course, and this isn't a given. This is probably one of the more technical parts of the course, just because the arms are tired. And the water doesn't always behave itself, does it?
Yeah, no, your arms are definitely pretty cooked at this point, so you just got to keep it going. You just got to try and get into that 24, get the sweep like Vavra did there, and then the sprint to the finish is long.
Wow, it's a good time. 93 seconds for Vavra Radilek of the Czech Republic. And he has laid one down early on in the final, and that's great. This is warming up to be a classic final, this.
Yeah, I think that's a good benchmark. That'll be putting the boys on the start line. They'll be thinking they've got something to beat now. They've got to deliver a run to beat that, so it'll be good to see. Hopefully we've got some exciting names coming down with Kauser, Prindis, Clark, Nevo, Priskovic. We've got all of them really, so it should be a really good race.
Well, there is an asterisk against Vavra's name. That just means that penalties are still being reviewed. It's not a confirmed result yet. I suspect they might be looking at gate 21 just to sign that one off.
Yeah, I think it looked like he was there quite early. I think it was fine, but you just need to wait and see what the judges say.
And there's the angle on 21, but it is Vavra Radilek for the moment, provisionally the race leader with a great time, 93 seconds dead. Then Dariusz Popiela of Poland, Michał Pasiut of Poland, the top 3 with 7 to go. And well, great to see that we have 7 nations racing, and well, it's good to see we've got Japan racing in the final. Haven't seen a boat in the final for a while from Japan.
Yeah, Dachi's been good in the past. I haven't seen him for a while, but it's good to see him back in the final, and let's see if he can put a run down and give it something for people to challenge.
And well, he is up next actually, because next up Kazuya Adachi, 2-time World Cup medal winner, 2016 and 17 I think it was, but like you say, we haven't seen him racing at that level for a while, but it's good to see him back in the final and challenging for a spot on the podium.
Ooh, that's interesting. Vavra Radilek's had a 50 put on. It must have been on that gate 21.
Well, let's just check that. It was on gate 21, so well, that will dampen the spirits here for the Czech crowd. They may not have noticed that yet, but it is Popiela then that's still leading this competition as we watch Kazuya Adachi of Japan really putting this run together.
Yeah, he's putting a good run together so far. He's kept the boat running really well. Coming out of 13, let's see if he can just deliver this 14, 15, 16 move well, and then see what the split's saying.
Well, into 16, sneaks in and out, and a late penalty on the upstream gate 3 coming on, and suddenly puts him on his back foot.
Yeah, he would have been up without that penalty.
And he's down on Popiella's time, but at this stage Popiella was very good, wasn't he? By the time Darius got to gate 21, he was on a solid run. It was the bottom part that let Darius down.
Yeah, let's see if he can catch it back up here, get a good 23-24, and then just get sprinting to the finish.
Well, his time made that look easy.
That's nice.
So Kazuya Adachi of Japan now paddling to the finish. Can he go inside the race lead? 100.63. He's going to be comfortably in there. 97.29. He's found time at the bottom part of the course and into first place. So a good result there for Kazuya Adachi of Japan, who's ahead of Darius Popiella of Poland and Vavra Radlek of the Czech Republic in third place on the back of that 50-second penalty.
Yeah, his raw time with that 93 there, 95 would have been quite respectable. Well, pretty good actually. And then just that touch, I think that'll probably cost him quite dearly.
Well, that's two consistent runs, isn't it, for Kazuya? Because he was a 95 in the semi-final. Went off really early in the semi-final, and he had a long wait, but it was worth it in the end because his time stood the test of time and the assault by many. And he was into this final, and he's delivered it again.
Yeah, no, good to see. Hopefully see some more things from him, maybe in the Worlds, and then hopefully Tokyo.
Well, we'll see the test event. That's after the World Championships. Some people will be going out to Japan for the test event, which is in October, and to experience that new course purpose-built for those Tokyo Olympic Games. And, of course, racing there in about 320 days' time. So let's turn our attention to the top of the course because it's the birthday boy. I believe it's his birthday as well as Kimberly Woods' birthday today.
Birthday Peter.
Peter Kauser, the world number one, two-time world champion, Olympic silver medalist. He's won everything there is really to win in this sport. And he hasn't yet won a World Cup race this season, which is unusual.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realise that. But yeah, he's so good. He can deliver under the pressure and he's got the skills. So let's see if he can do it.
Well, what a birthday present that would be. So Mr. Smooth, Peter Kauser, Mr. Consistent, now going for gold here in Prague in the Czech Republic.
Oh, that's an early penalty, so we'll have to see if he can. He's still up at the split though, so let's see if he can keep it together.
I think we'll pay the price a little bit on the next. That's where the penalty will show on the next split. But Peter Kauser certainly has found the lines on the top part of the course, and he hasn't had it all his way this weekend. He had to qualify through in the second round of the heats.
Yeah, no, that's quite strange to see for Pierre. Usually you can count on him delivering a run every time, but yeah, it happens to the best of us, I guess.
And his run time in the semi-final was solid, but it wasn't quite what you'd expect. But he's still up on the split time, only 0.12. So if he's going to get down near the sort of 93 seconds, which we know is probably going to be what you need to do to get towards the podium or to race win, then he's going to have to do something special here.
It's really well delivered at the bottom though, so let's see what he can put in. Just that sprint to the finish now where the arms are burning.
Well, it's that. It just goes on and on, doesn't it? That sprint to the finish, but into the race lead, surely. Yeah, 94.82. So it is quicker than his semi-final performance, and it includes a 2-second penalty. But Peter Kauser has left the door open, I would say. Good result.
Good result. I can imagine he's probably a bit frustrated with that touch because without the touch, it's a really fast time. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I guess we've got 5 more to go, and they're all really good paddlers. So all of them are in the top 10. So still a lot of racing to happen. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, we are at the halfway point in this men's kayak semi-final here, live from Prague in the Czech Republic. It's the World Cup final, double points up for grabs. And Peter Kauser of Slovenia has just taken the race lead. 92.82 was his raw time for that touch on gate 8, potentially leaving the door wide open for others to slot in. Hopefully we'll get a chance to grab an interview with him at the halfway point before we start into the back end of this final. But the crowd, well, eagerly anticipating. Still 2 Czechs to go in the last 5 boats to come.
Yeah, I'm sure the Czechs will be ready for that. They'll get some good cheering going on. They're always good for it. I mean, they all cheer for everyone, so it's but they do make a special effort for the Czech guys, so let's see what they can do. I mean, Yuri floated to the finish, see if he's got more in his run. Obviously we had Joe who had the touch, so I think it's still a lot of exciting names to come.
Yeah, super excited for the outcome of this men's kayak final. So far we've seen Slovakia took gold in the men's C1 yesterday, and who's going to be the gold medalist in the men's K1? But hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Peter Kauser down at the finish line in just a few moments.
Well, we're halfway through the final, and Peter Kauser is our leader. Were you happy with your run, Peter?
So. I was quite tight on the offsets on the middle part of the course, the trickiest one. Too bad for the touch there. Otherwise, the time was not so bad as in the first run. But well, I don't think this will be enough for the medal. But I don't know. I'm just satisfied to have another final in my books, and I try to do my best, and let's see what happens now.
It's a tough course, though.
Yeah, it is, but I think like the times can, like with a really good run, it can go below 90. So hopefully some of the Czech guys will surprise me.
Good luck, Peter.
Thanks.
Well, great shot there of the crowds here in Prague, in the Czech Republic, eagerly anticipating. Still 2 boats from the Czech Republic to come. Vavra Hradlek, well, he set the pace, but that 50-second penalty puts him out of the medals so far. But Peter Kauser is just a likeable personality, really popular on the circuit. For Slovenia, 2-time world champion, is our race leader. But as he says, he doesn't think it's enough.
Yeah, who knows though, it's a final. I guess we've had no clean runs yet, so it's still all to play for. But yeah, you never know in the final. Let's see what Vit Prindis can put down.
So Vit Prindis, can he make it back-to-back wins? Because Vit hit form just at the right time last weekend in Markkleeberg in Germany, and it was in the final he just found time that no one else got close to.
Oh yeah, he's a super smooth paddler. He almost makes it look effortless with that, like from 3 to 4, but he's still got to put a good run down. It's not a given.
Yeah, he's a multiple World Cup winner. He's a World Championship silver medalist. In fact, he missed out on the world title by, I think it was 1 or 200ths of a second in 2017. But look at that, 2.68 seconds he's found on the top. And with Vit, he's so smooth, as you say, you don't really see where he's found that time.
Yeah, he almost looks like he's not trying, but he's trying super hard. And yeah, two and a bit up on the top. Let's see if he can keep that running now. He knows this course really well, so I'm sure this is where he come into his own, where he can deliver under the fatigue.
Now, Chris, you came 4th at Lee Valley in the first World Cup of the season, and you had a home crown behind you. How much extra horsepower does that give you?
Oh, it gives you this an extra couple of gears, that's for sure. Like everyone cheering, you know, you can just do it in front of the home crowd. You're used to the course. It's like training every day, really, and this is what you can see in here with Vit being 3.5 up on that second split. Is really impressive.
Wow, well, this is the move that he's just got to make sure he delivers into 24, which he does indeed. And Vit Prindis is surely going to take the race lead, but more than that, he's going to put the bar higher and harder to achieve for the others. Vit Prindis goes for gold here, 93.20. He does get it a little bit trimmed back at the bottom section, but you can hear the Czech crowd. They like what they see.
Yeah, they'll be loving that, having a Czech person in first place with only 4 more to go, and one of them's Czech as well. So who knows? We might end up with 2 Czechs on the podium.
So Vit Prindis leads for the Czech Republic ahead of Peter Kauser of Slovenia. Kazuya Adachi of Japan still in 3rd place, but we have 4 boats to go. In this, we're in the men's kayak. It's the World Cup final here in Prague, and it's finals time. 120 points up for grabs in this World Cup final because it's double points compared to the normal 60 points. And Vit Prindis, well, winner last weekend, and at the moment topping the table in this race. So again, just shows he didn't really take too many risks, did he? But you know, his boat placement was superb as ever.
Yeah, he's kept his boat running really well, and I mean, you can see it paid off with that run there. He's just kept it running, and that's the most important bit here, especially with them tight staggers. As soon as you start to get yourself caught up, you can just lose time without really realising, whereas Vit did a real good job of just letting it run.
So 4 boats to go in this men's K1 final. We're live from Prague in the Czech Republic, and next up it's the fastest person from the semi-final in terms of raw time, Joe Clark of Great Britain. the winner of the first World Cup of the 2019 World Cup Series, and of course the Olympic champion in 2016. Can he hold on to that pace on the final run?
Yeah, he's a strong lad, Clark, he is, so let's see, and hopefully he can put it together. Didn't see that touch on gate 3, but let's see what he can put together and see if he can hold it now. He's definitely got the gears to go for it.
Well, he's got another penalty on gate 4. I didn't see those, but he's certainly challenging this run time. It's a fast time. He's absorbed some of those 4 seconds of penalties, but it's a lot to ask to take the gold here. And another penalty on 12.
Yeah, it seems like still catching up with him a bit, but still, I mean, if you can keep the run together and put a good time in, it's a good confidence boost going into the Worlds.
That's a really good point, Chris. And how good would it be to see if anyone can actually get close to that 90-second kind of barrier?
Yeah, I think if we could see a 90-second run, it would be something pretty special to watch. Hopefully, we can see it from someone in the future runs.
Yeah, another penalty there. So 5.81. So he's on the kind of pace of Vit Brindis, but those 8 seconds of penalties mean that Joe Clark's not going to challenge the podium today. Vit Brindis can breathe again. He's held on, and that actually means that the Czech Republic are guaranteed a medal.
Yeah, pretty gutted there. I feel like it just caught up with him a bit after getting maybe the 2 touches on the top if he knew about them, and yeah, hopefully come back stronger next one at the Worlds in September.
So it's a 93.47 run for Joe Clark, and I do think there's a potential penalty review. He was very tight on one of the downstreams in that middle section, but we shall wait and see. Penalty review, more than anything, it's not really going to change his results significantly, but it's just making sure the penalties are correct in terms of the final facts of the race. Only 5th place at the moment for Joe Clark of Great Britain. The Olympic champion shows his pace, but he has to keep it clean.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be pretty gutted with that one. But yeah, I guess it's good learning for his for the next race now. It's just going forwards instead of dwelling on that run there. He showed how he's had pace all weekend, so yeah, let's wait and see what happens in the future.
Yeah, and he'll be pleased with his season. He's not raced all the World Cups, but he has raced 3 World Cups, 3 finals from that, including a win.
Yeah, no, that's quite a good turnover, especially in the K1m where it's so tough. There's like such a little amount of time split in between making the final and not making the final.
So 3 boats to go in this men's K1 final. Czech Republic leading with Vit Brindis, and they're guaranteed a medal because one of the 3 still to go is from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, the Czechs will be happy about that. I'm sure they'll be cheering loud for Yuri as well, though, because they'll want more than one on there.
So they've already taken a medal, a bronze medal in the women's C1 today, Teresa Fisarova, and now can they take gold? But here's someone who could stop it, Boris Neveu of France, who is the world champion of 2014 and 4th at the World Championships last year in Brazil.
Yeah, super strong paddler Boris is. He's super composed all the time, and yeah, let's see if he can put it together on this course.
And he can be deceptively fast as well, so he's just a solid paddler that delivers the lines, and the times come from that.
Yeah, he's looking good up the top here, maybe a bit down on Vit, but very much in touch, so let's see if he can deliver this 11, 12, 13 tricky move here.
Well, here he comes. This is the first of the big tests. Going to be tight in and out of 13.
Yeah,
nicely done.
Nice.
But yeah, still in the business end of this course, this middle section, gate 16.
Yeah, it's now just staying composed, staying through the gates, and just keeping the boat running is real key bits here. Let's see if you can do it and see what the split's saying.
And how important is it, you know, if you get a good rhythm, if you come out of sort of the upstream gate 12, the upstream gate 13, you've got the flow of the boat. How important is it to the whole flow of the run?
It just makes the run feel so much easier on your arms, because you don't have to keep on restarting the boat. As soon as you can keep it going, it just allows the boat to run. And yeah, definitely when you come to this 23-24, which you see Boris doing, makes it feel a bit easier on the arms.
Well, he is in touch at the split. He is down on Vit Brindis, but he's in touch, and he was very good on 24. Boris Neveu of France is racing for a place on the top of the podium. It's outside of that, but it's a good run and into second place. And Vit Brindis of the Czech Republic holds on in 93.20. He is our gold medalist at the moment. Boris Neveu of France in second. Peter Kauser of Slovenia in third. with 2 boats to go.
Yeah, I still think we've still got a bit more to come in this course, especially after watching the semi-finals. But let's see if either Yuri or Giovanni can actually deliver it here. It's a tall ask, it's a tall order, but you never know.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier on, then Yuri, who's next to come for the Czech Republic, bit of showboating, bit of confidence. He drifted over the finish line in the semi-final. He knew he'd done enough. And well, that has enticed us to see what he's thinking for the final.
There's someone who knows this course well. Yuri is definitely up there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does in this final, whether he knows about the times or not, if he's going to push it or if he's going to give it a bit. I can imagine because it's Yuri, he's probably just going to push it and show the crowd a good run, but let's see if he can deliver it.
Well, this course on the River Vltava here in Prague in the Czech Republic, this natural river. It's not the steepest of gradients, just 3.6 metres it drops over its length, but certainly the gates set today are making up for that lack of whitewater difficulty. And Yuri Preskovic, the world champion from 2015, Olympic bronze medalist in 2016, is on course, and I'm really excited about what he could potentially achieve here.
Yeah, I think this will be an exciting run. You can hear the crowd getting him pumped, and yeah, let's see what he can deliver now. Looks good at the start, just tight on 5, see if we can keep this stagger running.
Super direct, 4 to 5, takes the big hit, and he's certainly ducking and diving through there and still managing to keep some force on the blade. 0.72, he has an early advantage, but how risky is that?
He's gone for the forwards there, that was a risky move, but it's paid off for him, he delivered it really well. And again on 13 he was tight as well, so he hasn't really even paid for it later on.
Well, Yuri Preskovic is absolutely throwing caution to the wind here as he goes for gold in front of his home crowd, and well, they are helping him down the course on his every stroke.
Yeah, I'm sure the crowd now will be giving him a bit of extra gears because he'll be feeling tired at this point. Let's see if he can deliver this curl while second half up.
1.76 the advantage, but we know it's not all over. But a great move on 21 and safe, not leaving any risk there.
Yeah, he's making sure he's through the gates there, which is really important. Let's see if he can deliver this 23-24, and this could potentially be close to the sub 90. He's on for a very good run.
Well, he's digging deep now. He knows he's done the difficult part of the course, and he won't be drifting on this part of the course as he goes for gold here. It's not under 90 seconds, but wow, 90.67 seconds, and surely that is going to take an incredible run to beat.
Yeah, that was a very good run there. That is some special canoeing you're watching. Giovanni, let's see if he can deliver it, but it's going to be a very big ask to beat that time. It was very good from Yuri there.
So it's Czech Republic in gold position, it's Czech Republic in silver, and it's France in bronze, with 1 boat still to go in this final. But Yuri Preskovic, he absolutely threw caution to the wind.
Yeah, big statement there, taking that move on forwards. It's the first I've seen it done all day, which is pretty impressive to then deliver it in the final, and delivered it really well under the pressure.
You can see the local knowledge there, even for the punt. You see how he moved his hand along the paddle shaft to get him that extra bit of traction.
Yeah, just give him that extra bit of speed across there so he can get across to 4 a bit quicker. But yeah, he obviously knows this course so well.
And just, it's just intimate with the poles all the way down, but he keeps it clean and he delivers it. 90.67, and Yuri Preskovic is our race leader here in Prague, ahead of Vit Prindis of the Czech Republic and Boris Nouveau of France. 1 boat still to come in this final. He's the fastest from the semi-final, and he also won the World Cup 3 in Tarsen in Slovenia. It is Giovanni De Gennaro.
Yeah, I think if he puts his same run down he did in the semi-final, he'd take second place. So we know he's capable of it. So let's see if he can deliver it now.
Well, let's watch. It's going to be about him doing his own race, not getting carried away with what Yuri has just done.
Yeah, it's a tall order after the crowd's been so loud, and now it's probably quieting down a bit for him. But if he just focuses on his run, got the early touch there, but I still think he's capable of it if he can keep his run together.
Well, there's definitely a medal up for grabs here. 94.18. Anytime inside that, and there's a place on the podium. But he has 2 touches now.
Yeah, with that second penalty, he's definitely given himself a big challenge there. But see if he can keep it running out of 13 to this next move.
So Giovanni De Gennaro obviously on his back foot now, but showing his pace still, because he was in touch on terms of pace to Yuri Priskovic.
Yeah, it's 3.51, so he needs to find a bit of time, but yeah, he's been alright, he's been solid throughout the last little sections. Let's see what the split's saying.
So the split will tell us any moment now where he is at, and 6.46 down, so he is now a little bit adrift on the time. And did he just clip 21 on the exit? Well, we'll have to wait and see. He did.
Yeah,
and,
so 3 touches is probably a bit too much now. He's caught up with him a bit, but see if he can finish this off strong, and again, see if he can get the raw time in there for the confidence boost of knowing he has the pace there. It's just cleaning it up.
Well, there's going to be a party here in the Czech Republic, because it's gold and silver for the Czech Republic. Giovanni De Gennaro goes into 7th place. And, well, what a final we've had. But it is Yuri Priskovic of the Czech Republic who takes gold here in front of his home crowd. Vit Prindis takes the silver medal for the Czech Republic. And it is Boris Neveu of France who takes the bronze medal and gets on the podium again. Peter Kauser, the birthday boy for today, has to settle for 4th place.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a bit annoyed with that penalty as well, but the Czechs showed that they know this course and that they're in the league of their own in this course.
Well, hopefully we'll get a chat with Yuri very shortly, and he will have defended his World Cup title.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy with that, because I know after chatting to him before, he said he doesn't like the World Cup series as much. He never performs as well, so that's 2 years in a row now he's taken the win. I'm sure he's changing his mind on that one.
Well, Yuri, we've been waiting a little while for this, and today it's finally happened in front of your home crowd. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a 13th final since I won, and I had like 13 finals in a row, and this one last at home ahead of my home crowd. It feels amazing.
Was it pretty special listening to the crowd as you came down the course and knowing that you were going fast?
It was super special, and I was waiting for that like one run where I would completely feel that it was perfect and everything came together, and this was one of them, and I'm truly happy that it was in front of my home crowd.
And of course, Yuri, you once again the overall World Cup title holder again, so that's pretty good for you too.
That feels that's another thing about it all, that winning at home and then the overall World Cup standings for a second time in a row. So yeah, it's special, and I'm really happy that it all ended up here in Prague.
Congratulations, Yuri. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
What an exciting race we have had here in Prague in the Czech Republic. And 3 medals today for the Czech Republic, a gold and a silver in the men's K1 and a bronze in the women's C1. Your reflections, Chris, on that men's K1 final?
Yeah, Yuri's run was really good, as he said there. He was waiting for that run to come together for him, and he truly, we saw that there. I think Vit and Boris with their runs were really good runs as well. Maybe a bit of time, but yeah, still a good top 3. And then obviously a couple of people with penalties missing out. Kauser with that touch would have been on the podium. Vavra without his 50-second penalty was strong, and they could have had a Czech 1, 2, 3. But yeah, on the whole, a very good final, I think.
Yeah, good observations there. So Chris Bowers alongside myself, Andy Maddock in the commentary box here. And of course, we've still got the ICF Canoe Slalom, Extreme Canoe Slalom World Championships to come, 4:30 Central European Time this afternoon. So you can join that live on Planet Canoe. But the reflections here from Prague, and we've just been treated, as we often are, to some outstanding racing. I don't know what it is about Prague and the men's K1 field, but it is one of those kind of legendary start lines that you know is going to come alive.
Yeah, I love this place. It's like the racing is just so tight and so intense that it makes for really good viewing. It's not actually that big a course, but I don't think that matters because there's so many features, so many different types of ways of doing moves. It just makes it exciting to watch, and you can just see our times. They're always really close times. And it makes for a good show.
And of course the women's C1 final that we saw again, that didn't really come alive straight away, but once it got going with Jessica Fox and Kimberly Woods, just separated by 4/100ths of a second in the end.
Yeah, it took a while to get going, but them last 3 or 4 boats were really good, and there's something good watching there. Good to see the C1 women improving a lot as well. Like, that's twice now the medal positions have been closely fought, which is really good to see going into the Olympics next year.
So here are the results for the men's kayak final. Yuri Priskovic takes gold ahead of Vit Prindis in silver. Boris Neveu of France in the bronze medal position. Birthday boy Peter Kauser of Slovenia settles for 4th place, and well, there we have it. Yuri Priskovic, a dominant win in the overall standings across the 5-race World Cup series. Yuri Priskovic, then Peter Kauser takes the silver in the World Cup standings, and Vit Prindis really emerges into that 3rd place through a strong back end of the season. But for the ICF Canoe Slalom World Cup final, it is bye for now. It's been gold for Slovakia in the men's C1. It's been gold for Australia in the women's kayak and the women's C1 with Jessica Fox, and Yuri Priskovic takes the gold in the men's K1. But from here in Prague, it's goodbye.